All right. Okay. Hey, we are just going to get right into it. All right. I am Shauna Partlow and I'm a teen relationship coach. So here is number one. Okay. Number one is if most of your communication is through your phone, and I do know that teens communicate that way, right? Right. Hey, if you have a teenager, you know what I'm talking about. But I got to tell you, not every teenager has a cell phone, believe it or not. And not every single teenager wants to be on social media and communicating that way. Sometimes they actually do want to have an actual communication with you, mom and dad, believe it or not. And I know that's sometimes hard to believe in what I'm saying, but I got to tell you, it is very true. I've been with teenagers for a very long time, talked to them. And it still is true, okay? What is your communication with your teenager, all right? Because here's something that I want you to remember. Feel free to write this down. Your teen is not responsible, all right, to build the relationship with you. You, as mom, as dad, you are the one that is responsible, okay, to build the relationship with your teenager. And communication, yes, okay, needs to come from you, mom, dad, all right? And even though, oh my golly, I know it can be really, really, really hard to communicate with teens when this is their answer. Yeah, no, I don't know. Okay, well, I know. You know what? I know that was like the extent of the communication, wasn't it? And actually the conversation, okay? The extent of that, which is my second one, is there is no conversation. So I'm kind of putting those two together, okay? One was most of your communication is through your phone. Two is there is no conversation, okay? And if that is the extent of your conversation, yes, no, maybe, I don't know. And then that's it. All right, end of story. Yeah, I got to tell you, you got some work to do, mom, dad, don't you? Yes, you do. And I know it can be hard. The struggle is real, but you have to put that effort forth, okay? Get off your own phone and start talking with your teenager, okay? In person. This is, like I said, it's going to maybe take a lot of effort on your part. But hey, I got to tell you, it's going to be worth it, isn't it? Yeah, because is your teen worth it? Are they? Yeah, you know what? They are. So remember, you are the one responsible to build the relationship with your teen. It is not your teenager, okay? Their brain is still developing, they're learning, and it's your responsibility as the adult, all right? So here's number three, that social media has become your escape, mom, dad, okay, just as much as it has become your teen's escape, because that's why teenagers, a lot of them will go to social media, is because they want to escape from what? And sometimes they want to escape from the day at school. Sometimes they want to escape from their so-called friends. Sometimes they want to escape from life at home, okay? So what is your reason why you are addicted to social media? What is the reason why you are on TikTok all the time? What is the reason why you sit at the kitchen table or the couch and have the TV on, and then you're just sitting there on your phone, scrolling, looking, laughing, thinking, having a great time with just you and your phone, all right? Shouldn't you maybe be including your teen in some great times? And I don't mean that you get your teen and like, hey, well, let's look at TikTok together. Hey, let's get on my Facebook and see what's going on. What is your TikTok like? What are you looking at on Instagram? All right, because that's definitely not. Okay, just, you know what? Put the phone down. You and your teenager, okay? Because you're going to see a huge difference when you decide that, wow, you know what? I might need to go to my teen's bedroom and knock on the door, open the door and say, hey, you know what? Let's go for a walk. You know what? I'm going to put my phone down. So, hey, let's try that for a night. Okay. This doesn't have to be that you're going to try to do that for months on end, but hey, you know what? You can try it for a night, can't you? And then see what happens. And then maybe the next night, and then the next night, and the next night, that you start having a time in there that, you know what? You start putting the phones down and you start actually communicating with each other, like in person, all right, face to face. You're going to see, actually, I'm just going to say, see what you notice, okay? And then let me know in this, all right? And if you're getting any value out of this right now, how about you hit like, all right? And let me know in the chat what it is that you're getting out of this. Let me know if you do this and you do put your phone down for the evening, and then let me know, okay, hey, you know what, Shauna, I put my phone down and this is what happened. You know what, I took some of that advice and this is what happened. All right, so number 4 is this, that you forgot what it's like to be a teenager yourself. All right, because do you remember what it was like? Do you remember when maybe, hey, you were bullied, or maybe you were doing the bullying? Because that was going on then, wasn't it? I know it was when I was young, and it's still going on. The only difference is, well, you know, there definitely are some differences, but one big difference is, you know, we did not have social media, but I gotta tell you, there were some mean people in school. There was fights going on in school and out of school. So there's some things that have not changed. But have you forgotten what it's like to be a teenager? And you know what? Because you're not a teenager now, right? But what was your emotional state? What were some of the things that you went through? What was your home life like? Yeah? What? You can tell me that in the chat as well. Because sometimes we grow up and we become adults, and then we have children, and then we have teenagers, and we totally forget what it was like. Wow, you know what? The emotional aspect of teen life. The so-called friends that, you know, they're not always necessarily friends, right? If they're backstabbing, stealing your boyfriend, their girlfriend, sleeping with their boyfriend, girlfriend, talking behind their back, now putting things on social media about them, you know, telling their deep dark secret to their friend, and then their friend tells everybody in a matter of 3 seconds that the whole school knows because of social media. So what was it like for you as a teenager, okay? How can you remember and recall some of those things back in your own life that you can now help your teen, all right, in their life, all right? And hey, you may not have had a great home, but that doesn't mean that you have to be raising your teen in that same dysfunction, okay? You're gonna have to put some effort forth, totally. But I gotta tell you, again, it's going to be worth every single second, all right? It totally is. Your teen wants you to do that. If your teen is just in their bedroom and there is absolutely no communication at all, there's no that it's just pretty much cell phone to cell phone, it doesn't have to stay that way, okay? What are you willing to do to make that different? What are you willing to do to have that relationship that you are, hey, desperately wanting? Because your teen wants it too, okay? Not just you, but your teen does too, all right? But someone has to put the effort forth. Someone has to do this, and is it gonna be you? Because it's not gonna be your teen, all right? So, I guess it's you or nobody, all right? So you can't sit there and feel sorry for yourself. You can't sit there and say, well, you know, if they would just act like this, if they would just do this, well, they don't know, okay? And sometimes they do know and they do it anyway, but sometimes your teen is waiting to see what you're gonna do, all right? Hey, if they're struggling, there is no communication, there is no conversation, you need to step in to do something, okay? Something, absolutely, all right? No matter how tiny and little it is, you need to take a step into that direction. And then you keep taking that step, okay? Every single day. It's not just a one-time thing. Well, you know what, I already did that, I already tried that. Well, you know what, hey, if you have a job and you have a boss that totally, sucks, you still show up to work, don't you? For the most part. There might be some of you that don't, okay? But you know what, you still show up, you still do what they are telling you to do, you still participate, and you still are there, all right? It's kind of the same thing, because you go because you want the paycheck, but now you need to do something with your teen to push. And I'm not saying push in the sense like, you know, like they're so pushy and aggressive. I mean in the sense of you need to do something that will help your teen, okay? What is that going to be? If you want to message me and ask me, here's what's going on with my teenager, what can I do? Hey, I'll give you some help, okay? I will do the best I can to help you, all right? And maybe your teen needs some professional help. Maybe you need professional help. Maybe you as a family need to get professional help, and that's okay. But hey, if you do that, you need to absolutely make sure that it is a counselor that actually has the same values that you have, okay? Because I do know that sometimes people will go to counseling and hey, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you know what? Counseling can be a bad thing, because sometimes the person that is doing the counseling is like telling your teen thinks and you thinks that are like wrong. Okay, just flat out. I'm just going to tell you that, because not all counselors are the same, just like not all doctors are the same. Just not, in any type of business realm, whatever, teacher, school, your neighbor, okay, there are going to be some people that don't hold the same values that you hold. So then if you are going to that sort of counseling type thing, you want to make sure first that that person holds the same values that you do, okay? Because as they talk to your teen one-on-one, they might be saying some things that you are like, no, I totally do not agree with that. And now you got to take your teen out, and then now you got to try to find somebody else. And now that left a bad taste in their mouth, and now they never want to do that, okay? So it can be a really bad cycle. So, all right, so just think about that first. But today, all right, you can put in this chat also, hey, what one thing are you going to do? Are any of those things that I just mentioned out of those 4, is that you? Is it? Are you going to be able to, let's see, man up or woman up to admit it? Okay, because that's first, right? Because you cannot change anything that you do not acknowledge. So if you're like thinking, well, that's not me, it's all my teen. Well, that right there is actually a problem, okay? And even if it isn't, maybe you have tried some things. I just want to encourage you, okay? Do not give up. Do not stop trying, all right? Because your teen needs you, mom, dad. Your teen needs you to try, okay? Absolutely, your teen needs you. And dad, here's a little thing for you, okay? If you're not watching this, mom, hurry, run, go get your husband. The dad to your teenager, all right? Because dad, truly, you got to step it up, okay? If you have a son and your son is struggling, dad, you need to go to your son, all right? And start being involved in his life, all right? Because it's not just the mom, all right? It is totally the parents, okay? Together. If you're a single parent, hey, you know what? More power to you. Okay, but if you are parenting together, co-parenting, whether you're divorced or married together, you both need to be participating, okay, in this. Because like I said, I'm going to say it again, your teen needs you, okay, to be parenting, all right? So I think that's all I want to say for right now, okay? And until we just meet again in the next video, I will see you. I will actually see you in the next video, okay?